Let's see if I can move that down.
Alright, that works too. Got a sick mix. Alright, cool. Let's see what I got in chat. Sprack, Dr. Longhorn. I guess I'll go ahead and get started. Let's see. The music in okay volume. Let me turn it down a little bit. Actually, I might just turn this off entirely. The game sounds aren't really that important. So I guess a little bit of background on this set was, like, the first thing that happened was, this is winners semis of me versus Bluesclues, and it happened, July 28th? So that was a couple weeks ago. Bluesclues was in town for some unknown reason, and I don't know why he was here, but I consider myself usually pretty good against Peach, so I was really excited to play him. I guess I won't spoil the results of the set, but we played once in winners and once in losers. Take that however you will. So yeah, this includes a little bit of a hand warmer first. Typical. I probably increase the quality a little bit. Yeah, this might have been recorded in better quality. I didn't do the video. Alright, so the first thing, I'm just out here. Of course, I'm going to drop in to do that first. Here's where I messed up. I think I tried, one of the things that Samus is generally not very good at is, if you try to use her wave dash like it is a dash dance, you're just not going to do very well because you don't have the, lack of commitment that, for example, Fox does, when he dash dances. So that can be kind of, right? So the first thing, this is good, and I thought, if I could catch him in the air, right, then I could come in with, a wave dash down tilt. And that's exactly what I went for a jab instead, thinking that I could do jab down tilt. He was in the air, but that didn't work out. Right, the up tilt was good, I just was stupid after it. That's stupid. I think I talked to Violence about one of my sets was, I come in and I'm just threatening these unsafe things. And then, of course, hits me, right? And this is a very bad idea because he already retreated. I'm not going to hit him. The only time this would work is if Bluesclues were to try to, come up above me and fair me for some reason, and then I can hit him out of it. Like, Peachy Keen might do that. Bluesclues did. It just leaves me very vulnerable. Instead of trying to capitalize on this either, I just run away. Like, if I just stood in, like, center stage and pressure with, like, an up tilt or something like that, or just the ability for me to jump and hit him at any time, it might have been a good choice. Like, that would have been a better choice for sure. This just isn't even good. I'm putting in so much space. I'm in the corner. The missile spam strategy is okay, but not great, especially not on this stage. Bad. Would have been good if he didn't have a turnip. So with a turnip, he can throw it at me. If he doesn't have a turnip, then I can just go up and fair him basically for free, because the best startup move that Peach is going to have in this situation is Nair. Fair is going to take a while to start up. Fair doesn't hit in front, so it really isn't that big of a deal for me, which is generally like. But if he has his turnip, he can throw it at me, and in the air, I can't crouch cancel it. Right? Turnip dash attack. Now, I don't know why I do this, but my next best thing I should probably be doing is minimize the hurt, go to the top platform. Look at that. Like, if I just go to the left side of the top platform, Peach is going to have a very tough time catching me. Of course, I don't do that. I miraculously didn't get punished. Yeah, that's not a good look. One of the better things to catch Peach on is those bad like dash attacks and bad nairs. That would have been good if I just backed up a little more. So look at that. Like, what was I doing? I think I tried to jump. Yeah, I think I tried to like jump up and nair him or something, because otherwise I probably could have crouch canceled down smashed him, but obviously that didn't happen. Yep, that's how you beat that. I do that all the time against Peach players. Just wait under the platform. They'll do it. You hit them. It goes away. Hello, Tony. What's going on? Glad you can make it here for my, Samus versus Peach stream. Turn down music? Okay. Come on, Mel. That ought to fix that, I think. I was going to ask about the volume level, so thank you for that. Is this good? Let me know. Anyway. Right, so I could have probably crouch cancel down smash that without that much trouble, but I would jump first. Yeah, wait for Peach to do that. He teched it, which was very good. All right, Mike this time. Okay, I can fix that too. It's always hard to balance this. All right, that ought to fix that, I think. Perfect. Anyway. Classic. No, that was just a mistake. That already should have been an up B, and it may or may not have clipped him. Okay, that was pretty good. I tried to catch him. That's Bluesclues is the Peach I'm playing in this clip. What I should do at this point is like, so that was actually a pretty good idea that he was trying to dash through me, so I up B. Like, that's pretty tight. And I tried to do the same thing again, but... That was a complete bad idea. I should have gotten hit for this, but Bluesclues made a mistake. See that? Right? Like, look at that. He just did the float cancel aerial, like, a little late. His dash attack is going to win as well. this option I went for earlier, but it's still, like, pretty silly. Where I just do that nair back on stage. Okay, this is part of a lot of my general game plan against Peach, but I think I do need to start working on it. Like, look at that. Like, I'm forcing him to jump or float at this predictable height with my missiles. But the problem is that, you know, if I try to go up and nair him, he still has a chance to, like, drift back and counterattack me. And that would ruin my day. That was actually really good on Bluesclues' part. I don't think I made a necessarily bad choice here. I thought it would push him backwards, which it did, right? But he still had the presence of mind to be able to, like, float cancel fair me out of shield. That's a tight punish. I think most Peaches would have just tried to float above me, wait for me to do a second up tilt, and then hit me. The first one wasn't a bad idea. The second one, I think, was, regardless. Although I didn't do a second one. I wave dash back. Man, that's actually a very good punish. This actually isn't as bad as it looks to get back. It's just like, that's what I'm dealing with. Like, I'm scared. I don't care as many turnips as I'm going to get hit with, because at 150, I'm going to die to Peach's forward throw regardless, so it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. Like, as long as I'm not getting grabbed. If I'm getting hit by 15 turnips, who cares? I'm going to die to anything else. So that let me get a little scared. Going to this strategy immediately. How do you get off ledge against Peach? On other stages, you know, aerial interrupt, no impact lands, rolls if you think Peach isn't going to cover it because she's not very fast. Also, if you're at a low percent, you can, like, and for some reason you're on the ledge, you can, like, crouch cancel her. You can start rolling and then ASDI down her dash attack. And let's see, fair from ledge, wave dash on. Yeah, so they all lose to just a straight up grab, but if you time it right, then Peach's grab is in its cooldown and you can hit her. Also, Peaches don't like to go for those grabs because they are risky. Because if they go for a bad grab and you do something like a ledge hop dare or aerial interrupt down smash, they're going to hate it. They really will not have a good time. Okay, this was a complete mistake again. Right, this isn't a great strategy to just go ahead and do, but what I wanted to have happen was that I, like, pressure his shield, and then I'm able to hit him, and I tried that. That bad down smash, but I remember Bluesclues went that, he's like, wow, that's cool. Like, he was actually, he liked that I SDI'd out of that and back aired him. That's pretty tough to do, and I don't foresee myself doing that one very much. Yep, classic. When they don't do their very low and like light shield, that's a very easy one to do. Is just, yeah, look, because he tried to throw a turnip, which means that he's gonna lose to that. Yeah, so if they're doing that, what you want to do is you want to mix up your timings. If they're causing you to back up like that, like, your best option at that point is just to, because if they're doing an early grab, you can, like do the no impact land, it'll miss, and then you down smash. Or if they're doing a late grab, you can aerial interrupt and beat them before they grab. So it's just, if they just stand there, then you don't even have to get off ledge, is the other thing. So that's one thing to abuse. The other thing is if they're throwing turnips, you can do a neutral get up in between turnips, and you're back on stage. And at that point, you know, you have to make them try to go for the grab. And because if you do something like spot dodge down smash, you're going to win. So, yeah, it's a lot more simple than just that. Like, you won't just straight up lose to weight, or at least you shouldn't. Yeah, that was... Blah. That's fine-ish, that Nair. Yeah, like, ideally, what I'm trying to do is, knowing that his shield is low, I want to catch the back, right? Like, see that bit of Peach's hair? Because he is tilting his shield forward, I can hit, like, this area in the back with my Nair. But he jumped instead. Perfect. That's how it's done. If he'd have been a little higher percent, he would have died. That's actually a decent trade, all things considered. That was not a good charge shot. Right, so at this point, I'm trying to, like, figure 8 / circle camp Peach. That doesn't necessarily work on this stage. It's not the best. Because Peach getting, like, one hit on me suddenly just reverses the situation. See, like, look at that. Like, that's the kind of risks that you really want to avoid in this matchup. But it's also, if you get that and Peach is there, that's a pretty good reward. Like, especially if they're near, and it might just kill. It won't kill here, but just for, you know, food for thought. Right? That was a very bad idea for this reason exactly. What I should do is, instead of these missiles, I think, I want to be on the ground more, like putting out more F-tilts and up-tilts. If I do that, then Peach has to work a little bit harder in terms of, like, actually killing me versus putting myself in this kind of vulnerable position. Mistake. It should have been an up-angled one. That might have won. And that is again, that's a losing trade, but not as much as you'd think. I'm still ahead, and I didn't die, right? Of course, now I'm losing, and that's why that's bad, is you'd rather get clean hits. I should have gone to ledge. Yeah, Peach's legs, she always, you know, pulls them right up. That's very good. Yeah, like for her, so it's pretty tough to just get hit like that. But yeah, so this here's the problem. Now, because of like all this damage I've taken from trades and the fact that we're in even stocks, now it's not gonna be very good because I do that and he SDIs all the way to the right, which is good, right? Because he gets the correct idea that I'm going to try to go for ledge. And that's what happens. It was fine until I did that. I thought I might have made that actually, but at this point, it should have drifted forward. Yeah, no, so I think I did drift forward. It's just that Samus's aerial mobility on her up B I don't think is that good. That said, I don't know. I don't have an input display, but what I want to do with this is, like, I want to get Peach to... I want to damage her shield enough that I can sort of pull her out, pull her out of her shield. Because if I hit Peach's shield with, like, 2 or 3 missiles, suddenly it's way smaller, and I can either poke or force Peach to be worried about that and come towards me. No, I know what you mean, Tony, like, towards center stage, but, yeah, I get what you're saying. Right? And so here's how I, like, even this up, right? Like, I'm pressuring him to jump. Because, like, the best that... He can't even dash attack or anything, like, start dash attacking my missiles, because he has a turnip. So, best he can do is float. And that's kind of an obvious float height. Even before he could get that turnip out. Although, it is a worse idea because he has the turnip. This is the kind of thing where it's like kicks. Yep, definitely Peach has the kicks. Samus does too, but Peach's are kind of a little more annoying. Like when she does the little stair stepper, that's not very fun. That's man, if you're gonna go for this fair at low percent, you need to hit all the hits. Oh, thanks for the follow, Sprack. Appreciate it, bro. Let's see. So, if you're going to go for that fair, you need to get more hits. And the reason why is because if you just do like 5 to 10 worth of damage, Peach can pop right out and hit you. Luckily, though, that didn't happen to me, although it should have. Look at that. Like, he should be able to bear me right here. But instead, he goes for the turnip. But since I'm on the platform, I can crouch cancel that. And that wasn't my intention. I was just like, I thought I'd crouch cancel the bear. But even so, like a bear might have pushed me back far enough that I couldn't have crouch canceled down smash it. No, yeah, if you go down against Peach, like you really need to, you can't do your normal things. You need to play very safely, and you cannot possibly let Peach touch you. If you do, you're going to lose. That's how I lost yesterday against Peach, because I just went down and just failed. So don't do that. Stay ahead, stay even, whatever you got to do. You go down, it's going to suck. Here's the other thing, though. You can abuse that against Peach. That Peach, if she has to approach you, has a really tough time. Like, so get the lead, get it early, keep it strong. That's sort of your thing. Is it viable to time out Peach? In terms of you causing the timeout intentionally, no. I don't think so. If someone knew how to play the harmonica, do you think that's a positive or negative trait? It depends on what other instruments they play. It's only the harmonica, negative. Harmonica in addition to other instruments, positive. I would say. Because, like, also, it depends on what kind of harmonica they're playing and what style of music they're playing it for. Because any normal person can play like an A scale harmonica along with somebody playing the blues, because it's done for you. You just run your mouth up and down and all your notes are in the key. But if you're playing something like an E scale, like an E tuned harmonica for A blues, right, then you have to choose which ones. Or if you're playing a chromatic scale harmonica, that's much harder. Anyway, that's back to yeah, so Peach has, I don't think in terms of you timing out Peach on purpose, I don't think that's a viable strategy on basically any stage except, like, Stadium, sort of, Dreamland, maybe, but it's just not worth it. It just isn't, because, but Peach, on the other hand, can kind of time you out if she decides to float really high and has a stock lead, so be aware of that. Okay, that's pretty good. See, like, I had a mix-up here. Is it, like, I could try to edge cancel, but I might miss and just get stuck on the top platform. That's obviously bad. So I decided to go through, because Peach isn't going to be able to come down without a hard read. So, yeah, the reason why I do this to every character. It's sort of a hidden Samus tech, in my opinion, but look. So, hopefully I can get it at the right frame and there's not too many explosions. Yeah, look at how there's this little area right at Peach's feet. Right? Your up B has this, like, 4 corners type of arrangement in terms of its hitboxes. And if you get in really close to them, you'll win. See that? See this coming out? It's really tough to see, I know, but, like, there's Peach's foot. There's her shield. And here's where your up B is coming out. That's a perfect overlap. Boom. Right? Even if they're, like, they're gonna have to light shield to beat this. And if so, your up B is much harder to punish. So, yeah, try to, that very good Samus tech, in my opinion. Oh, I got a little scared there. So, what I could do is up tilt. Right? Right, so but he's at too low of a percent, enough so that if I am late, or if he gets a down smash out in time for some other reason, I'm going to hate life. Yeah, Bluesclues. So, because if I do this, my foot is in the perfect position right here to get eaten by a down smash, and I'll eat way more hits than if I just let him do nothing and go up with a fair or nair or bear afterwards, or up tilt him afterwards. But it's a timing mix up. Instead, I came out on the bad side because he shield dropped, right? Because you notice I jumped. I thought that he was going to down smash. And no, short hop up air is not good. It's not good because it's going to not do enough percent. Yeah, that's what I think, Sprack, is like what I should have done here. Although I'm still worried a little bit about the crouch cancel percents because he might have been like, I don't think he was angling his shield down, so it probably would have been fine. But like this position right here is kind of scary. Although what I should have done is just, if I did a rising nair, I don't think he would have been able to react in time enough to crouch cancel down smash me. And I think that's what I might have been going for. Actually, Dadu, you bring up a good point. Aerial interrupt into grab is not a... It wouldn't have worked here, but it's not a terrible mix-up. Hugs does it all the time. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm going to watch Hugs for Peach, because I don't. I'm not going to pretend... Like, I don't really think he's very good at that matchup. But... that is an option in this situation. If I'm convinced that Peach is waiting for me to up tilt or waiting for me to nair, that's on the table. Battlefield is the easiest to do. That's where that didn't work. I accidentally missed the B press, and I just did a jump. And I tried to save it. See, I was a little scared of it again from last time, and so I decided to just get out of the situation. Because now Bluesclues, I think, caught on to that, and notice how he's angling his shield down, right? He knows that I want to try to up tilt him, so he has it together. Yeah, that's the thing. Hugs is not the Hugs is very poor for his skill level against Peach, so I would not particularly watch him. I think Duck is significantly better, and there are many reasons for that, but that could be a whole big video unto itself. See that? Okay, this is I got lucky here because, there's three outcomes to this up tilt, which is that, like, because he got out the down smash. Like, I got my tilt out earlier, but he had the down smash on time, and when that happens, like, it'll just clank. But if I was later than this, I would have lost. And that's not very good. Fair. What I wanted him to do is down smash again, and then I could just nair him. That would be very good. Yeah, classic. He got the bear out. Someone like Peachy never does that. He would just get hit. Okay, why did that not hit? I know it was low, but like... Yeah, he just got it out in time. Oh, I see what was up. He was holding down from the fast fall and had a big enough shield. Because notice it went up. So that could have hit had he just not been holding down from that fast fall. I felt like that was a good try. It's 50-50. I don't expect that to hit specifically, but it's a good try. The other thing I really should have done here is dash attack. He just got the perfect float height to beat it, which was a little annoying. There we go. See, why did this one hit and the other one didn't? Oh, it just wasn't all the analog to digital transition. That's why that hit. Very nice. Edge cancel. I basically need that. The back airs worked in this set sometimes. So in the terms of like working, they work always versus Peachy Keen. They work sometimes versus Bluesclues. They work never versus YTW. So what I always want to do is run off a platform and put out a bear, and Peach is trying to run after me and hit me. They get hit every time. But if they put out a dash attack or nair early, I will lose. Nope. That was a pretty ballsy forward air, but it ended up working out because, like, he already threw that turnip down at me, and, like, the scary part is I could have been hit back off stage for that, but my fair clanked with it. That nair was just bad. Luckily, though, I didn't double jump for it, which could have been the real ender to that stock. It's bad. It's like, this is a competitive game up until this point. But that up B was just a very poor choice. Ugh. Same deal. It's like, I get back. See, I forced him to have to... No, yeah, I did see his set versus Peach. Mine wasn't recorded because he packed it up by the time I had to play him, but that's probably for the best, seeing as that set took well over an hour. So, lol. I am going to watch that later, though. Ganon versus Peach, that's hype. I'm forcing Bluesclues to have to run up and grab me, which is a kind of a big risk for him if he wants to forward throw me off stage. So, like, right, he'd rather just nair and nair me off stage. This missile is it's a liability, and I need to remove it from my gameplay immediately. This is not going to work. It's not going to work against anything but bad Peach players, and I need to stop. Look at it, like, look at that. It just literally right leads me to getting hit. Ew, that's just a poor choice on my part, thinking that I could mind game him. This wasn't terrible, actually. It was a weird interaction, but it wasn't bad. I feel like I covered my bases, because what I wanted to do was, with the back of his shield, I hit it with this back air, right? Like, first of all, I could just straight up catch him with the back air, but then in addition to that, like, I put out this F tilt knowing it's the back, and so it's much harder for Peach to punish. He does a roll, right? And he's slightly in frame advantage, like a couple frames. But if I spam down smash, that since he has a turnip, that's all he can go for as a grounded option. Peach can't, like, down smash you when she's holding a turnip. So, yeah, I'm able to just go for that. This is the kind of trade, that's the kind of trade you can do when you're up, but you can never do when you're down. And that's a bad look. I have a charge shot, and I know I'm just waiting for him to just put out a bad move so I can do it, but that's not a great look. That's the kind of back air that it's like, ideally I want it to be strong, but it can also just totally wreck me. I'm just totally start throwing this immediately, because that is bad. That could have been much more too if I didn't tournament winner, but it's not the end of the world. This is how your lead evaporates against Peach. Or not lead, but this is how you lose games. You just do dumb things. If you don't play extremely carefully, you'll lose like this. This is how it goes against Peach. And so it's very unfortunate when, you know, Peach players say things like you play really lame, because if you don't, this is just what happens. They beat you for free. So yeah, play care. Like, that was so stupid. That's all I really had. Yeah, so see, that's the thing. So this is a matchup I have played hours and hours and hours and hours. It's probably I feel like it might be up there with some of my most played matchups in terms of, like, tournament hours. And I still, like, if I'm not focused, paying attention, I'm going to lose. That's just how it is. If you're not on your, like, you don't have to be on your A game, but you do have to be trying and thinking and not going for dumb things like what I just did. Like, I threw away a stock because you can just let Peach just dash attack you and down smash you like 15 times and your stock's gone. So Stadium, this is 100% the counter pick. If you're not counter picking Stadium, something is wrong, because this is nearly unwinnable for Peach. I say as I lose on it. Spoiler alert. Missile camping is much more viable on this stage. But two things about missile camping. You need to get ahead first. And the other one is that you need to be safe and smart when you do it. So that's not a great start, but what I want to do right here is I want to get to ground as fast as I possibly can. If I'm not on the ground, I'm messing up. And that's a great way to do it. Fair's a really good combo breaker for things that are happening right in front of you. And that's what I did. So there you go. The edge cancel actually miss, I think, helped me there. Yep. Now, here's the one disadvantage of this stage, but other stages don't particularly help you in this regard, is that this is a very tough position to contest Peach. You're better off just charging, like getting slightly out of her range and charging your charge shot, because you cannot challenge Peach from this position. She is too high and can float. You have no way up there safely. Alright, peace out, Tony. Thank you for stopping by. I will catch you later. So at this point, like, what you want to do is let Peach recover, right? Charge your charge shot. Don't be a cool guy like I am. Get away. Just leave. Don't be doing this. This wasn't a terrible decision, because dash attack is unusually good against Peach because she's in the air so much. When she's on the ground, it's not good, and you shouldn't do it. That dare, I thought if he's going to do a second dash attack, it's not so bad. If he doesn't there, it's a very bad idea, which is kind of scary. I expect Peaches to dash attack there, but I think he had a read on me wanting to come down like that. And that was just egregious. Like, I got read super hard here, which should influence my decisions for the rest of the set. Like, maybe don't go for these very silly, like, come down instant aerial things against Bluesclues, but against Peach in general. Ooh, that was a good power shield. What's that? See, like, I can't get down, and that was a monumental mistake that did not get punished. This is how you lose. This is how I threw yesterday, because I accidentally did that and got faired and died. If you do stuff like that, you'll just lose. That's good. He's doing that fair. I can't get pushed back as far because it's near the ledge, right? Like, he's kind of scared to drift farther than that. That was a good weight. So here's the thing. If I'm... Like, he knows I want to up B that, because I've tried to up B, like, every other Nair. So if I just wait, it's much better. That's one solution to getting off the ledge against Peach, right? You wait for her to do that. Fair, fair. Perfect. Problem is, if you're going to do those Nairs, they work out great if you have a good read. If you have a good read, those Nairs are very, very good. If you do not, they are very, very bad, because they put you in a kind of a risky position. But if you can successfully beat out Peach before she throws out those float cancel aerials, if you can do that a couple times in a row, Peach is conditioned not to want to attempt them and to try and deal with you on the ground, which is much better. Because what you want to do then is, like, you can stuff her, with tilts. You can crouch cancel things. You can up B her. You can do lots of great stuff if you can just teach Peach not to be floating at that height. That was unfortunate, but I think it was honestly a good decision. See, like that roll, like, would have saved him. It's just that because of that turnip, he got a punish, which is very silly. And then my mistake on the missiles. Yep. Which set is this? Me against Bluesclues from one of the Longhorn Weeklies, 119. Yep, there you go. Nairs. See, at this point, I don't really care about having fired that charge shot. And the reason for that is because, like, it puts him in... Oh, the winner's set. I'm going to do the loser's one after this if I still have the energy and time. But, like, I can build up a charge shot again so quickly that it doesn't really matter. Like, boom. Who cares? Now, my problem is I immediately shoot it thinking that he's going to do a bad double jump. But now I start building it up again. And just keep him off the stage. If you can keep Peach off the stage in this point, you're doing great. Because time isn't an issue. If time is an issue, then you're going to want to be more proactive, but it's not. Great. He's kind of silly read, but a great one, in my opinion. Because that wave dash away, he's going to try and come and, like, chase after me just to, you know, start a combo. Thinks he can, like, whiff punish me, but then I have a whiff punish of my own. Fair is one of your biggest, like, strengths in terms of, like, I don't feel like getting comboed today. Let me throw out a fair. Half the time it'll work. Like, there are two ways. There is, I don't know, my outlook in terms of this is there's no problem that you cannot make worse. Like, that's one way to look at it. It's like, you have to remember that. But on the other hand, you have low-risk options that if you do them, they can't make it that much worse. They can make it worse, not that much worse. But just always remember when you're playing against Peach, there is no problem that you cannot make worse. So just keep that in mind. So at this point, what I'm trying to do is I just want to start building up this lead a little bit, and I can really start running away from Peach. Like if I have that high ground, I force him to approach me. I can do that. So good. Bad charge shot. That should have been that still wouldn't have hit, I don't think, but it was the right direction. At least would have done some, like, shield stun or scared him. The reason why I don't think this would have hit isn't even the hitbox, but if I was facing this way, well, I think his nair, like, it might have traded, but he also might have just hit my arm. So I don't think it would have come out. Dare up B. Don't do that. It's not good. Dare to nair would have been better, but I got scared. So, okay, so that's an unusual interaction, but it's very rarely one that you need to think of. But see that? He SDIs up and gets hit by, like, that initial hit. It sends Peach up to the sky. This is the same hitbox that in Smash 4 would kill people when you do, like, dash attack up B. It's less useful for that express purpose in Melee, but it's still good. Like, to get... Because at this point, you got no damage. Peach is off of you. I don't think it can. I wonder if you were on the top platform of Yoshi's and Peach was at a very high percent. Maybe it could or something like that, but I don't think it can. At least not at reasonable percents. It might even be set knockback, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's the same, like, hitbox that is in Smash 4. It's like, it's very good to hit with this one because Peach is gone, right? You never have she is just out of this planet. This is the kind of point where it's like missile spamming doesn't work. When Peach doesn't have to approach you, or you're within this kind of range, Peach only has to hit you with 2 turnips at about 8% each. And suddenly, you are losing again. And so, missile spamming is good if you have a stock lead. It is not good if you have this kind of tenuous percent lead. So, because he just pulls a couple turnips, and boom. Right, I'm already losing. Yeah, and that was bad because I tried to save that standing missile. Yeah, it was already out by the time I even tried. Look at this. Like, I'm jumping. I haven't even jumped yet, and his fair is already coming out. Yeah, there you go. Bad. Like, what I should do instead is quit challenging Bluesclues like that. It's just not going to work. That is better. It's a better choice just because of, like, I'm not drifting forward and it's a longer lasting move. It's a better choice, but still not great. That's a bad trade, honestly. Just because of the positional, like, disadvantage that I'm now in. It's not what I want. See, again, this is when missile spamming does not work, and I need to get that in my head. Stock lead, it's okay. It's not okay if it's percent lead. Yeah, no. Good. The thing about jabs against Peach is it's like they can be either great or terrible. So the thing is that in this case, if you take a look, Peach was in the air. So jab, she can't crouch cancel that. Right, and 92 is kind of iffy and when she could even crouch cancel it anyway. So, jab, right? I call it as double jump. And that's the point of the up tilt versus the F tilt, is you can catch them out of like a counter attack or a double jump and make them burn their resources. Sometimes in up B, and stuff like that, if like Marth, they might try that. You'll win. That was just very sad. Suddenly this is even again, basically. Bad. But the stadium transformation kind of saved me in this one. Because he had to land on that platform. This was actually, like, I had never seen this mix-up before. And I'm not sure how good it is, but it really threw me for a loop when I got hit by it. Not got hit, but, like, when Peach is on a platform like this, you can pressure her shield with all the hits of your fair. Like, and then what I can do is I can down tilt or down smash. And it will poke her shield. And so you notice I went for that. But he up Bs. And Peach's aerial drift is good enough to drift back. Like, this totally threw me for a loop when this happened. I think the solution to this, knowing what I know now, is drop through missile. But I can't confirm. See, there you go. There you go. Like, Peach's shield is so low. And that spot dodge had to have been a mistake, but even so, I could just totally have hit him. Yeah, classic. This is just camping it out. Yeah, Peach is going to pull turnips. I want to just at least harass him for attempting that. But this is how that easily goes wrong. That's the danger of up tilt, though. If it's it comes out later, so it'll catch things, but it just comes out later. Like, and it's better, but like, F tilt would have won. F tilt would have won this for sure, or at least traded. But up tilt's not gonna work. Platform is the best, yes, and that's what I did. Scary again because of that turnip height. It might have missed if I did an F tilt. But the up tilt kind of sealed my fate there for sure. Look at that. I think it still would have hit me, but it would have been a little bit less of a risk had I done an up tilt. Nope. That was a poor choice, but it worked out. Again, poor choice. There's a lot to unpack with this one. So what I want to do at this point is I don't like being in the corner again. Like, being in the corner against Peach can be an asset to you. It can also be a huge liability. And in this case, I sensed it being a liability, seeing as I'm about, what, 40% higher. At this point, he can start doing, like, really pressuring me into my shield, and then like either start an edge guard or forward throw me to death. So that's dangerous. Yeah, that one missed. Why did it miss? Just not low enough shield. It was a good slide off, but I'm in such a bad position. I also could have saved that still, but I didn't. That should have also been a KO. It was just a mistake on Bluesclues. He got off too early. There we go. Another good one that Peach went so far away. That's the scary thing about doing those nairs. There we go, and this might have been the first back air that worked all set this way, but I want to try and catch, like, I think he was doing the startup of a dash attack. Yep, I can see the arms come down. Dash attack. Oh wait, no. He was jumping. Nair or something. Either way though, I'm gonna win. That's just unfortunate, that stadium transformation. Not much I can do about that. Crouching canceling turnips is such a good skill. If you can do it right. Right, like he thinks he's gonna come in and do something to me, but I'm ready with a down smash. That's not a good skill. Don't do that. I could have gotten more off of that grab for sure. He DI'd away, so a nair or like a dash. Like I think I might need a dash before the nair as well. But that's my best option. Other options include like an up tilt on DI in and a nair on DI in, but DI away like that is just better. The other thing I could have done is pummel, and then he still gets the away DI, but a lot of times I just hope for a bad DI on throws. That was the thing that ended the game for me right there, I think. I'm getting desperate. What it should have been was like a dash attack. He couldn't have crouch canceled it. But he can like power shield and dash attack and nair missiles. And that's not a great look. This made me very mad when I got hit by it because I wasn't really pissed off, but it was such an obvious mistake, and this killed me ridiculously early when I had otherwise plenty of time to attempt a comeback. Like, I could have made a comeback starting like 70, because only 100 to 75 with the whole game to go. I could have absolutely made that happen, but I didn't. Yeah, of course I take him back. There's no other place to go. Or, I mean there is, but that's the best idea. That's the best place for me to go. Ooh. Bad idea. Although I managed to save it, I wouldn't do that again. So what I should do at this point, or what I could do, what I would want to do is like do a double jump dare. Yeah, so the thing is that he is trying to bait the up Bs with shield, and my solution to that is if I can get him to be at low shield, then what I can do is like do the up B very close, and it'll still win. But the alternative, and what I probably should do, is like I can wave dash through him to the other side. I can wave dash back and build space, I can grab, which is risky, but could be better. Like, I mean, that's not a terrible proposition against a Peach doing this. It's just... Yeah, the up Bs, they were not working for me as well as I wanted to. Although I think I hit more than I missed. See, he did that again. He did that game 1, and I was impressed, and he did it again. Like, I did a full momentum fade back nair. Still hit me with it. Look at this punish. Like, I'm not even mad about this. Like, that's great execution. I mean, it is Peach, but still. Hard call out on the roll away. Yeah. Nope. So at this point, I'm trying to missile camp while down. And this means that Peach has all the license to do lots of terrible things to me. That was a mistake. Ignore that. Complete mistakes. See, that time, this is the grab mix-up I like to actually have, which is if I can get Peach to want to grab me at the ledge like this and start an edge guard, I can milk that. Look. Suddenly it's my edge guard. Not really, but still. It was great until I jumped. This is another thing I want to do more against Peach. Like, look at that. Beautiful. If I just had better spacing, it would have been much sicker. Like, but my spacing wasn't just wasn't good enough. Bad nair. Bad. SD. I don't think this cost me this game, but it wasn't pretty to have that happen. Because look, I killed him immediately. Look at that. Total queso. This is the part about playing smart against Peach. Like, it's cool that I can do that, but if I do dumb things like just jumping at those very telegraphed places, I'm going to lose. And that's just the nature of how it is. I'm going to lose. Phantom, this made me very unhappy because I don't think it would have killed, but it would have done some serious damage. He might have died off the top. I don't think so, but it could have happened. And that would have, of course, totally changed this game for me. Was I going to win this set? No. And I know that because it's, like, I would have to win on FD twice. That's just not happening. Like, it's just not realistic. That was good execution as well. What makes FD so bad? It's, you can't challenge Peach recovering. Like, you can't do any sort of missiles, really, because you don't have platforms. You can't do up Bs, right? Because you have nothing to edge cancel on. The best you have is drifting back to the ledge. Peach can still do her same stuff like she had platforms, you know, but like with the floats. The floats becomes much harder to challenge when you don't have, like, a platform. When you get knocked up into the air, you don't have anything to land on your way down, like the platforms, like to try and wave land off and, like, come down and shield or tech or something. You just get juggled. Your recovery mix-up isn't as good without the platforms. Like, otherwise, like, when Peach is just throwing, like, turnips at you and stuff like that. That's mostly it. The biggest one, though, I think, is that... Actually, there are multiple biggest things, but one of the bigger things that Peach can do is that she can just recover high and you can do nothing about it at all, because you can't even physically make it that high, much less attempt to go up there and hit her. So, but yeah, Cyphus, I do like that mix-up a lot, because if you hit the back of their shield, it's much harder to punish, or it's much harder for them to punish. And then what you do is, like, a lot of times they'll be drifting, they'll be, like, holding forwards on the shield anyway. You get there behind, right? and pop them up, start a combo, get something going, build a lead. It's a great mix-up. The other thing I should do, though, is I probably should have considered doing a grab. Although, something else, though, Sprack, is like, I do say FD is bad. Stadium is almost as bad for Peach, in my opinion, because she has a really tough time dealing with you camping if you have a lead. If you start missile camping and Peach is down a stock to where you can force her to approach, suddenly you're really starting to put on the hurt. But the problem is you have to get a lead. And that's why I think it's like not as good for Samus as FD is for Peach, but it's up there. Bad shot. That was a good grab, it's just the execution was not right. Because he was able to land on the platform. If he wasn't, that would have been an error. That was a mistake. Mistake. And this is how you lose against Peach. Because I'm down and I'm getting desperate. Because I'm like, I need to make up this lead now if I want to have a chance at taking this game. Right? He just hits me hit after hit. And suddenly I'm down a whole stock. Right? That's good, though. That's a good mix-up. Like, because you want to force Peach to attempt to grab you there to try and, like, set up for an edge guard, and then you can down smash her. That was a missile. That was a mistake. Again. See, like, at this point, I'm playing to, like, just too fast. Oh, thanks. I like about that AIs, like, they're very important. I practice them all the time. I do lots of, like, I use them. I don't have any recorded Marth sets, I don't think, but that's the character I like. I'll just AI every single time. Other characters, it's like only a part of my ledge game. It's awesome at ledge option, though. It's so much so that if I play other characters, I try to aerial interrupt with them, and it doesn't go well. I just do another from ledge every time. That's a good back air. It's a very Fox-like thing to do, a double jump back air on your way down. Now at this point, this isn't insurmountable. I just can't get hit. And what do you know, I get hit. That wasn't as terrible of a trade as it could have been. Missed AI, very classic. I think actually, I use AIs the least against Peach, I will say. Because generally they don't help you as much as you'd think against stuff like turnips. When there are, like, you can do a ledge stand and pass through turnips. Like, since it's only vulnerable for 2 frames. It's like, that's way easier. You'll never mess it up. It's inconsistent timing. And you'll beat turnips. Because Peach is far away from you throwing turnips like they always like to do. That'll win. Like, that doesn't matter. That was scary. I could have gotten down smash for like 50, at which point it would have been over. That's bad. I teched it, though. This was actually this one of the better techs I've ever done. Right? Ha! Get owned. What you gonna do? See, I'm trying to run away and he's rushing me down, and that's unfortunate because I can't build up a lead without space. But also, not just this kind of space. Like, this is tough for Peach to deal with, but this game's just kind of over at this point. Like, this is a very tough lead. You basically they have to SD if you want to make this kind of comeback. Or do a mistake that is equivalent to SDing for you to make this kind of comeback. Yeah, and that game's over. That's that. Let's see, so then let's take a look at what I learned from losers. Very similar length, so that ought to tell you something about how well I did in this set as well. Start on Battlefield. In my opinion, the 2 most neutral stages in this matchup are Battlefield and Dreamland. So really, you can't go wrong with either. It's just like, it's up to Peach. Peach gets to choose where you go, because you can only ban FD and Yoshi's. And Peach then gets to choose between Battlefield, Dreamland, and Fountain. And Fountain is just so inconsistent. It's very jank. Peach can lose there just as easily as Samus can and get totally janked. So in my experience, Peach players don't generally like it. Battlefield is, like, in my opinion, just more consistent for both players. Like, I don't know, if you really need the edge, like, I don't know, if say you were a Peach player and you really feel like you need the edge against a Samus player because you're the worst player, then Fountain might be your choice because you can jank somebody there. But Samus, you don't really get much of a say in it. You just have to go for it. A lot of Peach players will ban Dreamland, so it's really, like, they will ban that for sure. So, you know, it's up to them. Yep, and I caught him out jumping. Ooh, that's ugly. It'd be fine if he was going to stay on the platform, and then I could push him off. Wasn't going to work if he's going to move. Mistake. I literally said fuck out loud when this happened, because this is a terrible way to start a game. 50 off of a single move. Like, it's... Like, I had no damage on me before this. One, two, three, 4, 5. There you go. 50%. Gotta be careful. Don't be doing stupid things. Don't do this. Yeah, he's baiting me out with the up Bs again. And then trying to he's even catching my counterattacks coming down. Dash attack was good. I didn't use enough dash attack game, like the first set, and I think I used it more this set, but still not enough. Yeah, he's baiting out the up Bs again, and that's scary. I did a good job coming down, though. Instead of trying to come down with a missile or something, or with a aerial, I came down with fastball. Just empty fastball. Yeah, no. This is actually like a close game, despite the fact that I took like 50% from one move. That does not help, though. This is the point where it's like, if that happens, you want to start wave dashing forward or grab. Grab is like, I'll die here if I miss it, but I'm already going to die anyway, so who really cares? Considering I'm going to die to a Nair. Like, whose line is it anyway? Come on. Yeah, that was a weird one, actually. Because a lot of times when I'm playing, I react to Peach's, like... I react to, like, her pulling up her legs. Right? And that's how I know she's going for a float. So I saw him going for the float, and I'm like, oh, this is my time. I can up B. Right? But no, I can't. And the reason why is because he did the, yeah. That's why I couldn't do that, because he immediately fell to the ground without trying to, like, nair me. Again. This is bad. Although I got a stupid something off of it. So funny. That is really bad. Like, I should die off of this, but I got that stupid Battlefield spike. There we go. Clean up. It's a close game, despite the fact that I took 50 immediately that last. Yeah, and What makes this mistake particularly egregious is the fact that I didn't, like, by doing this, I'm giving up my charge shot. It's just not worth it, because if I get hit out, I lose my charge shot. Yep, not good. Yeah, I tried to push him off, but he's facing the wrong way, I think. Yeah, facing that direction means he won't get pushed off and can then punish me. Instead of an up B, that should have been another fair, because it was DIN. That was a stupid... This will beat most bad Samus players right here. Like, but I timed my fastball correctly. Yep, that's how you do that. That's a decent way to make, you know, make lemonade, or when life gives you lemons, make lemonade right here. It's like, this is fine. Like, this is fine until I get hit there. Not a good look. But I am at 0. I can just nair. That was a different kind of bait that I wasn't ready for. I expected the nair and then I do the up B, but he instead just did dash away. That's a much better way to get out of the corner. Look at that. Very beautiful. Look at how much pressure I put on Bluesclues just by walking forward. Like, isn't that so silly? Like, all the kind of crazy pressure you can do in Melee, and that does a lot right there. Just walking. So good. Ew, God, yeah, no. This is the point where this starts to become very tough. Yeah, although that helps. He had kind of predictable float heights, like the past stock, so like they were all around there, so I'm like, I can give this a go. But then I do that. Why'd that one hit? Uppy. Yeah, his shield was low again. It's just like, I want to have a good feel for like what level actually causes that of shield poke. And it looks like, I feel like this right here is the key level. So I'm going to have to remember that. It's like where it's just covering Peach's head. It's like it's just covering her head and a little bit outside of her body. That was a... I can't say that was a good trade because I'm down. If I was up, that would have been a great trade. That was a complete mistake, but it worked out. Next one's gonna kill me, but that one wasn't gonna do it. I needed to go for an edge cancel. And I did. Because my other option was dropping through the platform, but he was right there, and he could have just hit me anyway. Hey, love that missile. I always love seeing it. It goes off at like a wonky angle. So fun. So that, I don't know, the funny thing is, like, he has less shield than when that one poked. Okay, I think I see it. He's actually holding down for that one. And I think it's because he just did a fastball. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like a lot of players, they just end up holding down like that after a fastball. This is impossible at this point. Or not impossible, but like, that's good. It's like once you start to hit 50 or 60 and you're a stock down, yeah, it starts to really get annoying. This sucks, but you can always like get a stupid combo and then they SD or something. Generally, the only time I think like actually giving up on a match is worth it is when you are on your last stock. I think about this a lot. I don't know why, but like whenever you're on your last stock and you have 50, like more than 50 or 60%, and your opponent has more than 2 stocks, like 3 to 4, just give up. You're not gonna make that comeback because that would require them to SD multiple times, and if not, time's gonna come into play. But I can also, this kind of comeback, I can attempt to make it because there's still 4 minutes on the clock. He would have to camp really hard for me to not be able to, for me to have like 0 chance. And SDs are still on the table as well. Or otherwise, like, you know, similar situations. But that's not going to help. Yeah, because it's a Stitch face. So, I mean, I think that was that Stitch face that hit me. Although I can't be certain. Only that would, yeah. It was the Stitch face. Bluesclues in this set didn't get that crazy RNG compared to Peachy Keen yesterday, where he got like 3 bombs in 2 games. It's like, wow, that's hard to deal with. This isn't necessarily. Like getting 1 Stitch face at the end on a game I was already going to lose. That Nair, not a great idea. Out of shield, it might have hit like the top of his shield and then I could get away safely, but this is just not going to cut it. Yeah, okay, I'm just trying to camp at this point, but I have no license to do so. Got a camping license. No, that's a little mean. Nope. Ah, frick. That could have been a much bigger mistake. I love the fair drag down. I think this is the time where Bluesclues, he finally caught on to me doing those rising grapples, because that will beat it every time. Okay, this is bad. I should be approaching. Like, look at this. Like, if I actually followed him inwards and did something like basically anything other than running away and shooting a missile, I'd be in a much better position. Look at how low his shield is. I can just poke it. I can just go up and down smash. He'll have to get hit because he cannot shield it. He can't shield it at this point. Even if he holds his shield down, I'll still win. Yeah, that's when up B will also start to win literally every time. If Peach is at this low shield, you have no reason not to approach because she can't do anything about you anymore. She has to take big risks. This is also when you can start making way better high-low mix-ups. Like if Peach has a shield that low, you can make her choose between guarding her feet and guarding her head. And what you can then do is like either like, you know, wave dash in down smash, down tilt, you know, stuff like that. Or like come up from above her with a nair or dare or bear. And you can fake her out by doing like what looks like it's going to be a nair, but then you fall down and down smash, right? There's lots of great high-low mix-ups. But the problem is that I was too scared to actually try to take advantage of them because I just wanted to hang back and shoot missiles. And that's not gonna do me any favors. It's just not. Surprised I lived. I thought I would die. That's gonna kill. Okay, so this is the point where, so Bluesclues kind of noticed what the problem was. Like, he notices that I'm going to try and pressure him because his shield is very low. So yeah, bees. Now, of course, I missed the punish, but it's thought that counts, right? Or at least, yeah, I guess it should be the thought that counts. This is something to watch out for against Peach players, is like if they do those high fares on shield, they just straight up don't have the time to shield. You can upbeat him. He did that punish again. He's done that a couple times this time, and it bothered me every time. See, I'm running away. Like, I'm trying to camp him and failing. That was good. Until that nair. That was not good. What I should have done in this case was, like, double jabs. That would have taken his, or a forward tilt. That would have taken his double jump. Nope. I actually said something out loud when this happened. I'm like, it's that same shit from before. Because he did that same read. That same up smash. And it just did not work out for me. Like, because I came down very predictable aerial. At this point, I like, when that happens, it's best to just charge your charge shot at whatever cost. Because he's gonna, look at how high Peach can recover. It's one of the disadvantages for Samus on this stage when it's in this form. So it's like you just let it happen. Like, and then try to deal with it as he comes down. Now that I already have it, I can get in closer and put in pressure. But I'm running away. And the thing is that these double jump running away strategies only work if it's like I'm literally trying to time him out. And I have a lead. And it's like the last minute. That's the only time like what I'm doing is actually worth doing. Right? Where I'm just running away like this. And even then I should be doing it better. Right? But this is like last minute timeout strategies. This isn't 5 minutes left. I'm down strategies. And that's kind of the inherent problem with what I was doing. Look at this. Like, I'm trying to time him out when I am down when there's 5 minutes left. It's just not going to work. He eventually will get a down smash. Like, he'll eventually just hit me. Going to bed. All right. Well, have a good night, Sprack. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Having somebody to, you know, talk about Samus stuff with. Always a homie. Ooh, bad. I'm still trying to time him out. This is what you do when there is a minute left, and I'm just totally throwing, like, because of it. It's really bothersome that I'm attempting to do this. Yeah, that was it. I'm dead. That's like a frame perfect rage quit too. I want to see how many frames that took me. You can, yeah, how you know is you count the amount where you're moving. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Took me 7 frames. I think actually might have been 6. 1. So here's where it starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frames. But I was just, but you can tell it's very rehearsed when I do that. Because I know that at this point there's nothing that I can do to win this game. Let's see. I'm not even sure I want to watch this game because I know that it's like a 6-minute game in which I do the same stuff and lose. But I'll take a look at it at least just to play it on stream. Nope. Like, I'm already just taking a big disadvantage and doing nothing. Like, okay, the aerial interrupt was bad, but that's a good... If he wasn't just wrecking me with those, like, it would have been a good idea. This is the worst. I know I'm dead. I could still live this, though. It's just annoying. That was a particularly good way of saving it with that tech away. Nope. That was also a huge mistake that I somehow managed to cover up by doing trickery. Like, look at this. This is all bad. Like, I don't think that necessarily the mix-ups are terrible. It's just that I'm, like, throwing out what random moves as a result of mistakenly throwing out other moves and expecting good things to happen. And they don't. Look at this. I'm running away and throwing out random moves. And this is the story of my life in this matchup. It's like I'm feeling like, man, I just need to run away and throw up random moves. And suddenly that will help me win somehow. No, it doesn't. It doesn't help me win. And that's kind of the unfortunate problem. That was a good mix. I actually like that. Perfect. Missile, forward tilt. We'll catch him doing anything as long as it's well spaced. Bad double jump. I'm just getting hit by everything. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Like, because I was sort of expecting to catch him, like, just really late, right? Like, he wasn't expecting that. Like, he's expecting that once he rolls downwards, I'm gonna charge shot him. But, or that he could fake me out with a neutral stand, but that wasn't gonna work. That is a ballsy crouch cancel. That doesn't work above, I think, 16. I had it just right. Yep. I just happen to be getting lots of good ones here. He blocked. Had he not blocked that, I think I would have won this game. now here's the part where I'm actually, like, doing pretty good movement, right? Like, and I'm charging my charge shot intermittently, giving, like, lots of... I'm not giving him room. I'm pressuring, like, Peach from far away. I'm not attempting to camp, like, or, like, camp to the point of, like, look at that. Like, I'm not running away. Look at how low his shield is. Like, Peach can't reliably... The only thing Peach is going to be able to reliably shield at this point is, like, maybe forward tilt. Everything else is going to poke. So at this point, there's no reason for me to camp either. And I'm still camping. Because I don't have a big enough lead. And that double jump is such a huge problem. Oh, man, this edge guard just... Yeah, I thought I would live that. Had I not double jumped like that, maybe I could have salvaged this, but I didn't. So I was just camping. There was enough time left on the clock to the point where this isn't going to go to time. So I need to quit playing like it is. At this point, I'm just like, there's nothing that I can do that will make this better, so I'm just going to let him do it. Worst case is he pulls a special turnip and I deal with it. Like, but that's less likely than me going in and getting wrecked. So I just let it happen. But threatening, right? Like, I want to make him think that I'm coming in. And he gets a stitch, which is hilarious because the odds are that he doesn't. Like, this right here, this interaction, even though, like, look at this. It's ridiculous. I already went from 6 to 71 in, like, 2 moves. It's over. Like, that's a real game ender. The sad part is this was actually relatively close, otherwise. Bad because of pushback. But at this point, I can tell he's antsy to just get this set over with, right? Because it's been 3 games, and it's been a long matchup. It's been a 6-minute game, right? So I can capitalize on that by attempting to, you know, play into his aggression. But I didn't do that. I didn't do a very good job of it. That seals it, like a bad aerial interrupt. That's very bad. Good grab mix-up. Something I learned from my set with Peachy Keen yesterday, or, yeah, it was yesterday, was that it is very important to not, like, just, like, once I'm up in the corner like that, I need to drift in before I bomb, otherwise I'll die. That's gonna do it, yeah. Well, that was my set against Bluesclues, or 2 of my sets. I still have 1 more that I want to go over, in which I got wrecked even harder than this. But this will have to be for another time. Maybe sometime this week, who knows. So, anyway. I will catch you all later. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, fun to do Samus analysis on stream.